Well, welcome you all here. We are going to be talking about how backtesting can help you work on your emotions. Now, a lot of people say, well, you can backtest and you can paper trade, but that's really not going to help you with your emotions. I want to differ with that. Um, but I also got to preface it. So I can only go by my own experience. As you all know, I do a lot of back testing. I'm not a fast back tester, don't mind you. I'm a slow. It may take me a couple good trades before I you know 20 minutes to get a couple good trades in back testing. I'm slow and I'm methodical, and that that keeps it going. It keeps me slow, but I'm trying to absorb more in my back testing. I'm trying to absorb more of the market structure, more of what I'm looking at, what I'm trying to learn, and what I'm trying to understand. Because ultimately, in trading, I'm really coming to the conclusion that it's time in the charts, and how that time in the charts is taken will determine a lot of your success. If 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 your time in the charts is, I'm trying to say this correctly, if the time in your charts is all through kind of a gambling mentality, you're only learning gambling. If your time in the charts is trying to figure out your strategy, like you don't have one, and you're hopping and you try this and it works for a couple trades, then you get a few losses, so you jump over to something else and you're trying this sort of trade hopping, even if it's still in Tori's trendline trading system, you can still hop time frames, you can hop instruments, you hop maybe I'm just going to do the 3 touch point or the 2 touch point, or maybe I'm going to do bounces, and all this hopping around and not having decision is time in the charts. And it's, to me, it slowed me down. I did that for 2 years. So I did that when I trade before Tori's trendline system. I traded support resistance, and I would add this little technique or that little technique. It was always support resistance, but maybe I add this moving average or that moving average, and then it was that continual cycle of hopping around. And I feel like I still kept dealing with the same struggling emotions in trading. Um, some of these things I struggled with discipline. I struggled with greed. I struggled with FOMO. I struggled with FOLO. If you don't know FOLO is fear of losing out. It's kind of the opposite. It's where you kind of move your stop to not get knocked out because you're afraid of losing. It's fear of losing out. Um, Anxiety, candle anxiety to be specific. I'd see a candle move. It's like, hurry up, get in there, get in there. Uh, just panic. And now I can see a candle taking off and moving wildly, and it's like, okay, you're not per my system. You're not per my rules. Um, Confidence. I cannot tell you how much confidence has been improved through my back testing. I get into a trade. I'm looking at a trade. If I'm going to enter a trade, I am absolutely confident in it. I don't want to say absolutely, like, oh, I don't blink an eye. I am confident that this trade could or could not work out. I know that. I know that not all my trades will work out, but I know that I did what I'm supposed to do. I performed per the rules that I put in front of me and the rules that I set, and I'm confident that I entered it and that I can control my risk, and that I can either profit or not profit. And I have a better chance at profiting through my back testing has taught me than I don't. Fear. Getting into a trade and going, what do I do? What do I do? Oh my gosh, I can't take my eyes off the chart. I can't walk away. I can't, I've been watching this trade for 3 hours and I need to go to the bathroom. Whatever. It's that fear that gets into you because you don't know. All of these emotions and probably other ones, I I know that in my back testing, I have managed to um, not necessarily conquer, because I don't want to make it sound like it goes away, but it gives you a lot more of an edge going into live trading. It gives you a lot more edge. Now, if you're back testing and forward testing and paper trading, you're getting even more of a balance of those emotions. You're getting more of that. The the key here, the key here. So we all have heard, I'm pretty sure we all have heard the phrase, practice makes perfect, but it doesn't. Practice makes permanent. How you practice makes perfect. So if you're practicing something that is proven and that gives you that a set of rules that you can come back and you can look at, and you can look, like at my screen, I can see here, this is all my back testing. I can look and I can see what trading looks like per my rules. I can see this. I can experience this. I think there's one missing here. Yeah. So I can see this, and I can see that I have something that works. And so I continue to work on that. So if you don't have an edge, if you don't have a set of rules, and I have videos on my YouTube where I talk about what are trading rules, because there's a lot more than just a playbook. It's a lot more than, oh, I got 3 touch points and it breaks, I take a trade. There's a lot more to it. It's like a business plan. It's like, what's your business plan? What are your rules of engagement for this business that you're building? And when you have that set of rules, now you have something to practice. You have something to make permanent. It's really truly the key. And that's why I set up, we've gone through the last 4 or 5 weeks, we've gone through my 4-phase system, back testing system. And all that is to do is to get you, to help you take it however you want, however it works. You don't have to do, every phase by the book. It's just a plan. It's a good generality. If you apply that and you get yourself your system, you get yourself your edge, you get yourself your rules, you know what to do to get, when you see a setup, you know it's a setup. You know at that point what you need to see to get an entry. Once you're in the trade, you know what you need to do to trail your stop. There's no questions. You know what to do because you've already got the rules. You know where to take your profits. You know whether that be trailing it, whether that be a specific tick amount or dollar amount or whatever. You already know these rules because they've been proven and they've been done. And you've said it, and they're your rules. That's the funnest part. They're your rules. You created it. We all take Corey's trendline system as a base, but now you get to make that. Now you have those rules and you've proven. You went through and you proved those rules work. And now you're back testing them and you're practicing them. and you're maybe making fine tunes here and there, but you're practicing. Just like a golfer going to the driving range, um, working on keeping his head down, or one I'm working on is rolling over my hands in my swing. I've been working on that for like the last 2 months, trying to get that rhythm down every time I go to the driving range. Or a basketball player taking, there you go, trading in the zone. Or a basketball player who during a game he missed 2 free throws, and what does he do the next day? He takes 1,000 free throw shots, the same shot over and over and over and over again, because he's trying to get it back. He's trying to figure that out. He's working on it. Or a tennis player going out and hitting nothing but backhand shots to get his backhand in line, um, to build that confidence so that next time he's playing, it's almost like he doesn't have to think. It's so natural, Um, chess players going through chess plays and all those different chess moves and stuff in their heads, and seeing those things. So this is how we can start with back testing. We can actually start working through some of those emotional things, so that when we go and actually play the game trading, we're ready for it. We're not jumping into trades that aren't to our rules, because we know it doesn't fit. And if it looks like it starts taking off, we don't chase it, because it's not per our rules. It could be a runner. It could be a huge runner, but we're not chasing it because it wasn't per our rules, and that's going to happen, and that's okay. We're going to miss stuff, just because it's not per our rules. Just because it happened once doesn't mean it happens all the time. So the biggest driver of emotions is not having a plan and an edge to stick to. And don't take my word for it. Just look back on your own trading, or look at other people who are constantly changing things. They're constantly changing this. They go really good. They get a few good wins, and then they get about 2 or 3 losses. I can almost tell you how this plays out, because, and I always go back to golf. So if you're not a golfer, I apologize. But you get a loss and you think, okay, no problem. Just kind of throw that away. It's just a loss. I did what I had to do. I'm good. You get a second loss, and you kind of question it. Like, you start looking at it. Maybe you pick it apart a little bit, and you say, hey, what did I do wrong? Maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. Maybe this isn't right, because now I got 2 losses. And you start second guessing yourself, your system, and you get that third loss, and next thing you know, you're like, well, maybe my system isn't working. Maybe I need to change this or change that. And that's when you start getting the yips. Now, this is my golf analogy. If you're on the third hole, you had 2 good holes, par, you get to the third hole, and you just hit this double bogey, okay? And you're like, oh man, your drive was bad, your chip was bad, your putting kind of sucked. You go to the next hole and you think, shake it off, no problem, I got this. You hit your drive and it's another shank. You throw it out to the right, major slice into some trees, and you think, okay, no problem. I can get there. We can make it up. All the way down to the hole, you end up with another double bogey. Now you're starting to think, man, I started off so good. Why am I screwing up? Maybe I need to. Maybe I'm aiming too far right, or maybe I'm not following through. I'm not rotating enough. I'm not keeping my head down. And so you go into that third hole with all these thoughts, and kind of starts creating these yips. You start distrusting your golf swing. You start trying to correct it too much. And then this goes on for the third hole, the fourth hole, the fifth hole. Finally, you just get you're so upset that it just doesn't matter. You might have thrown a club, you might have cursed at a ball or something along the way. And you just kind of like, screw it, give me another beer. I'm going to go just play it out and finish the game and enjoy myself. All of a sudden, your game comes back. You start hitting par again. You start playing better because you're not trying to change things anymore. You're just out there to enjoy the game. So get out there, enjoy the game, do the practicing. Do the practicing in back testing or paper trading. Don't do the practicing in live trading. And I'm telling you this from my own, I want to say stupidity, but I don't. I get to break even and I think, oh, maybe I can add a contract here and keep this going and hold this break even and throw away a $800 trade because I wanted to practice something in my live trading. I break even. I got free trade, but I didn't get profit. I'm only saying I've done that only like 3 times last month. So anyway, find your edge so you can be disciplined. Find your edge so you can start practicing one thing so that you can start practicing your rules and get familiar with them. Back test your edge, your rules to build your confidence. So you're going to be disciplined. You're going to find your edge. Takes discipline. Finding your edge and back testing takes discipline. That's one of the biggest struggles we fight. Back test your edge and rules to build confidence in it. Now you know it works. I can look at this. Okay, I got a 50% win rate in my back testing. I'm averaging 2.9. I like 3 and above, but I'll take the 2.9. It's meaning I'm averaging 134 on my losses, 389 on my wins, with a 50% win rate. What does that mean? That means I got 179 winning trades, 177 losing trades. So I'm not going to win every trade. Every trade I go into is a 50-50 chance. But I obviously have learned how to control my loss, my risk, so that I don't lose too much. I keep my loss down and my wins good so that this 50% works. It builds confidence. It helps with the losses. Continued back testing removes a lot of fear and doubt. By continuing to backtest your rules, to backtest the system that you created, that you found, that you put together in your time zone and your time frame and your instruments and all that, you created it. You're going to backtest it and it's going to start taking the fear out. You're going to get into a trade. You're going to see your setup on a live trade. You're going to enter it. You get a little, there's always a little stress there, mostly good stress because you're like, oh, okay, I got it. Now I know I have a 60-40, I have a 50-50, I have a whatever your win rate has been, that this trade's going to work out. My next job is control my risk, and I know how to do that. I know how far I want to trail my stop. I know where I want to take profit. I know that if a candle pattern starts here or something signals me that I need to scoot up and tighten up and get out because it doesn't look like it's going to go my way. I know this because I back tested it. Your fear and doubt. What do I do now? Oh, we're at an all-time high. What do I do? You know it. you've practiced it. Having set rules for trade management takes the guesswork out. Spending time watching candle movement. So when I always suggest when you're back testing that you have it so that you see your candles moving. This is so crucial. Even if you're in a 5-minute or 1-minute time frame, back test with candle movement. It is so crucial that you are getting that candle movement, because candle anxiety is one of the biggest killers of trading. Candle anxiety is like, oh, it's going to land on black. It's going to land on black. Look at it go. Oh, wait, it didn't. It reversed back. You can get a lot of that with your forward testing. You can, but I highly suggest you get that, because you want to see that. You want to see those fast moving candles, and you just like, you can sit in it when it's live trading, and you can see that. So people that are posting questions, I will get to your questions soon. So be patient. So that's, in a nutshell, that's how those are things that I found for me has really helped me with my back testing. I put all this back testing, and I do this. This is huge key to me. Just going into a trade, okay, that's per my plans. So there's my setup. Now I know what I know where to put my stop. I know where to put a take profit if I'm doing a take profit. I know where to trail my stop. I know what to do now. Now I just need the entry. I got my entry. Now it's trade management mode. I got a 50% chance I'm gonna win it or lose it. And that's it. Does it take the sting off of losers? No, it doesn't. I had 10 losses last actually I had probably more than that. But I had 10 losses last month. And after about 3 or 4 of those losses, I had the yips. I recognized after about 2 or 3 trades of me just over managing, overthinking, just staring at the charts too hard whenever I entered a trade, and doing things in my trade management that aren't part of my rules out of fear. Massive fear, stress, and anxiety in those trades. And I realized that I'm not trading I'm not trading my system. I am now either chasing the money, or I'm just simply just got the yips, and I'm forgetting what to do, kind of. So I had to ground myself, and I had to come back down and say, you know what? Stick to my rules. And if it wasn't for all this back testing, I would have probably been I'd have been changing my rules, because I never really had rules. I had great, strong ideals. So that, in a nutshell, is back testing the rules. I'm going to go in. We always hit back to BT. MES 2024. Let's see what we can do. I'm kind of going through with my trading rules. And I did make a change last month, which probably added to a little bit of my struggle last month. I didn't change my rules, except for the fact that I'm now watching the 4-hour for my setups, but trading the 1-hour. And it's really turning out really good in my back testing. It's still the same rules and everything, only I'm not trading the 4-hour. I'm watching the 4-hour for the setups and confirming them in the 1-hour. So now I have the 4-hour and the 1-hour basically saying, yes, you're good for a trade. your setup matches. And this is almost kind of a double confirmation. They always say you should look up to confirm your trade. Um, so I found this to work out really well, where I just simply watch the 4 hour, look for a setup, and then jump to the 1 hour once I see the setup and see if it'll confirm it. So let's go ahead and go where we at. We got to jump to the next day. We're already too late. See what happens. I like this. Drop down. We have a 1-2 touch point with no support resistance level, so that would not be a go. Let's see what happens. Let's play with this one a little bit. See if we can get a trade here in the next 10 minutes or so. It turned out good. See, now this is where you can get rid of that FOMO. Start working through that FOMO, you know. It was there, but my rule says that on a 2 touch point, I need a support resistance level. And I really don't, I see one where it stopped it from going up, but not going down. I have this here, but there would have just been too much risk. Also, I don't know if all you guys are watching my YouTube channel. I've been doing just a couple of straight where I'm just trading, backtesting live. Seems to be quite popular with you guys. You you like my little commentaries or something. So I'm hoping to get at least one of those a week out for you. All right, I need to eliminate this guy. Where's this guy at? There we are. Let's get this guy better. Still in the 4 hour. All right. I had gel here. I had this in gel between the all-time high and this. My dotted lines are gel. Consolidation, ranging. What other terms go with that? I like gel. I think it's criminal when it's in gel. So on this one, I wouldn't like a short because the short is above this. I can count this as a support line. It's above it, but you got this other trend line just right here. So it doesn't look good for a short right now. This is back testing. This is how I do it. I'm not very fast at it. I'm gonna hold there. We look like we got a little pause. We're getting a break. So I'm getting a setup, but what does the 1 hour look like? So the 1 hour came down. It retested a support resistance level. I like this indecision candle here, but as I said before, I don't really want to take the break of this break trend line, which is only a 2 touch points, very long distance, but it's only a 2 touch point. I think this gel air zone right here is going to be too powerful. So let's just play the 1 hour. Let's see what happens. Getting close to the end of my day anyway. Okay, so this is, I don't trade after 6 p.m. So we'll just go ahead and jump it. Look at that. Jumped overnight. This is Oh, this is not even gold. Huh. MES does not usually move like that overnight. So we'll clear that. Go here. Let's get an adjustment. This is not going to be accurate because the candle's still in movement. Go to the 4 hour because we're out of zone here. I do like that we broke this because now we can come back and maybe get a retest on this level. Or we're just going to drop to the bottom of the earth. Yep. All right. Let's go to the 1 hour. I got a little pause. The only thing I don't like about this now, I really just don't have a downward trend line that I can work off of. The only thing I got that's halfway decent, oops, is this. And then if I want to feel like I'm forcing a trade, I could go here. But it's just too much for me. I won't do that. I'm going to watch the 1 hour though. I want to see if it comes up a little bit, comes back down. All right, I need to adjust this line and I can't find my dot. Now I'm in the 4 hour and I like this. This is a great reversal right here for the 4 hour. So I like that. That's one of the things that's in my setups that I like to see. But how much power? That's a big candle. That's a strong, powerful candle right there. So again, I think we might hit this gel zone somewhere close to that. So I'm going to keep it on the 1 hour. Let's see what happens. I talk about candle anxiety. This is why my hand's always on the pause button. There's times I wish I could do that. I want to do that when I'm trading live. I'm like, where's the pause button? I need to pause it. It's moving too fast. But I do. I like I a candle will start exploding and I'll just hit pause, take a breath, and then hit it again and let it play out. It helps. It helps me. And they say there's no emotion in backtesting or paper trading. I've done enough paper trading to know that there's emotion in paper trading. Guys, I don't think I'm going to get a play on this at all. I think MES in the first part of 2024 was really not. Look at all that climb up, but it choppy. Look at that. You wouldn't get much of a move before you got chopped out. Chopped out. This one went up, chopped out. Like you're not getting much movement out of it. So it looks like it's going up, and it looks really good on this trend line, but it's sideways, up, sideways, up, sideways, up. So it's just that is just absolutely horrible. And again, up. There's not enough movement by the time your trend line gets crossed. There's barely enough movement there to get a few $100s on one contract if you're lucky. And so this is tough market. This is tough market. Get a lot of sideways movement and stuff. So I'm back in the 4 hour. See what can happen here. We're at 5 o'clock in the morning, all night. Should have jumped it. Now I'm liking that. Let's see what we got. See if we're getting a retest off of that support zone. So this gel line is like a support. We got a, up here, we got a big reversal. See how this candle plays out. Is it going to push it up or push it down? We're getting pushed down. Now I might take a short here. That's what I was looking for. I was hoping this would climb back up to this area. I always look at these as areas, not dead on. As long as we're, you know, in the zone, I can tell that that's resisting this area. So just for sake, let's do this. We're going to do this. I always go in with a sell stop. I want to get in at the bottom of this wick here. I'm going to just put my stop up here on contract. It's $181. I'm going to take it because we got a strong support resistance level here. And I need to get down. Looks like I need to get past that to be profitable. 240 to get all the way down to here. So this is a high risk trade to me. So I don't want to push my, this is below 1% of a $20,000 account. This has a chance to not lose $181. But it's a high risk trade. It's against the trend. It's got a strong support level here, even though it's breaking this one. So high risk is more than just the dollar amount of your initial stop loss. High risk is the whole big picture. So I have good rejection up here in the 1 hour. I'm going to jump back to the 4 hour real quick. And it looks like if this candle continues, I've got an engulfing candle, which is a good reversal signal. So I'll go in with it. I'm really not honestly expecting to get down to here. Or nothing at all. Look at that. Complete turnaround. Maybe. All right, I gotta kill it. It's no longer a trade that I could take. This candle here pretty much ruined it for me. And as soon as this guy broke above that, to me that negates this whole setup right here. Just got erased. So no trade for me. All right. We'll stop there. Let me look at some of these questions that came up here. If you're, make sure your mics are off. And